ecologist who worked with 5 community organizations of the Nashwauk watershed to bring to request final classification of that watershed in 2012. Given government inaction, I worked with Stephanie Merrill of the Conservation Council to bring the issue of inaction on water classification to the attention of the Ombudsman. And that finally resulted in the Ombudsman's 2014 report. Regarding the current process, the current government has embarked on a major omnibus water strategy initiative employing a flawed public consultation process. This initiative involves a consultation process that is completely devoid of any impartial oversight or review. The consultation process is totally under the control of salaried civil servants whose jobs are on the line to deliver a strategy compliant with current political agenda. The final reporting of the public input and the recommendations and conclusions coming out of the consultation process will be completely under the control of politically appointed deputy ministers and government politicians. The consultation process attempts to limit, manipulate, disperse, fragment, and control public and science-based input in a non-transparent way. The process refuses to honestly communicate to the public the rationale for a revised strategy and refuses to articulate clearly and truthfully the problems with the existing legislation and regulations. The process ignores the recommendations of recent reports from several independent reviewers, including the 2014 report by the Provincial Ombudsman, the 2012 report from the Chief Medical Officer of Health on shale gas, and the 2016 report of the Commission on Hydraulic Fracturing. The consultation process attempts to perpetuate the practice of government departments acting as both promoter and regulator of major industrial projects, a practice flagged by the Commission on Hydraulic Fracturing as an impediment to economic and social progress in the province. In a thinly veiled attempt to disempower local watersheds, the government has amalgamated many small but ecologically important watersheds into one omnibus St. John River watershed, reducing the total number of recognized watersheds from 19 to 13. The motivation for this step backward is to remove obstacles from its industrial agenda, which includes most specifically the Energy East pipeline, the Sisson mine, the Minco PLC manganese mine, and shale gas exploration and development. This blatant subversion of due process has compromised the rights of residents of, among others, the economically and ecologically important Meduxnicade watershed, the Nashwauk watershed, the Canaan River Washtenaw Lake watershed, the Belle Isle Bay watershed, the Kennebecasis watershed, and the Hammond River watershed. The lack of transparency about the mythical problems with the existing legislation has set the stage to repeat the mistakes of the past, to increase the mistrust of the public in government accountability, and to generate more of the unrest and turmoil that has already cost the province socially and financially, and has marred the reputation of the province nationally. This consultation process, as currently configured, will waste considerable amounts of time, money, and energy on a flawed process designed to fail to protect water. I call on the government to immediately halt the current water strategy consultation process and to institute a more appropriate, nonpartisan, and more science-based process that will accurately and impartially report the will of the public in a transparent and truthful way. Thank you.